again, breathe out, and then let's go.
Hello everyone. We need to talk about food. Welcome to you&yum. We believe that behind every dish, a story unfolds, and we want to capture that story. Our main focus though is people. People who cook, people who own the establishments, people who feed us. So let's go get to know them better.
We want a location on every street in Amsterdam and in everyone's house.
Hey guys, so just to begin with, tell us a bit more about yourself.
So I'm Andy. I've been in Amsterdam for 4 years now. I moved over with a company that I was working for, which was a plant-based food company. It's where we actually met each other. I was working in marketing and John was working in operations.
So no hospitality backgrounds, but here we are.
One day he was just like, let's just do it then. So we quit our jobs and started this.
I was looking for a career change, didn't really know what to do. Always quite liked the idea of working for myself and having that sort of freedom. And Andy pitched this idea and I thought, yeah, let's give it a go, see what happens.
Was it challenging in the beginning because you basically just completely going into the new field?
It wasn't, because we had no idea what we were getting into. So we went in really naive and blind. The challenge started when the work was really intense and we realized we had no idea what we were doing. But I also think that was our biggest strength as well, because if we'd have thought about all of the things that we had to do to get to where we are today, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have done it.
It's hard work, but a good adventure.
Why sandwiches?
Well, I feel like every single cuisine in the world has a sandwich. You can put anything in a sandwich. I love that challenge. Which is also where our name comes from. So it's not a sandwich, it's really good quality food, high-end ingredients that's properly cooked, that just happens to be in bread. Just everyone loves sandwiches and you can put anything in it, basically.
True. In this country, I mean, that's a great business decision.
Good market to be.
Yeah, the Dutch love their sandwiches, yeah.
Which foods bring you back to childhood? Maybe some inspirations behind it?
It's a good question. I'd probably say shawarma. And I remember we'd go out, me and my friends, every weekend, play football, play roller hockey. You'd be able to buy a shawarma for like €1. So, and that's also kind of like the first time you'd go out for dinner without your parents, just with your friends. So that's kind of like my memory of that. So every time I have a shawarma, I think about playing football in the United Arab Emirates.
For me, it's quite a lot of food. I grew up with a very healthy appetite, so I ate a lot.
That's why you're so tall, probably.
And my parents had a shop that sold West Indian, Afro-Caribbean foods, so I was exposed to a lot of that, like saltfish, ackee, and yams and plantains, all that sort of thing. But I'm also half Egyptian, half Polish, so I grew up with Egyptian cuisine, Polish cuisine, and then I just love all food, so I just basically any food that I eat takes me back to my childhood, which is probably why I've never grown up.
Can you please tell us a bit more about the concept of the place and maybe where does the name come from?
Well, so InBread is basically because we do sandos, but we didn't really want to call them sandos or sandwiches because people have quite a specific vision of what a sandwich is, and I think we're a bit more than that.
We always try and incorporate a little bit of Asia into our recipes, not trying to rip off the whole identity of Japan, but we first started with a Japanese subway station and then looked at Japanese bars, and there was always a lot of neon, and then we just liked cyberpunk and futuristic stuff. It just kept evolving, basically, and this is what we ended up with.
Do you change the menu often, or you have like staples?
We change the kitchen. Well, we don't change the menu. We have a sandwich of the month each month.
Okay.
And we are constantly sort of tweaking recipes here and there, trying to find a balance between keeping it simple and also having a nice variety of things. We've got to the point now where I do come up with the recipes, but John also is in the kitchen. He cooks everything. Probably better than me when it comes to the execution.
Good at following instructions.
Yeah, and do all the prep together and all of the hard part together. The creating side of it is the easy part, and then actually doing the service is the hard part. So we take equal parts in that. Yeah, we really try to make everything ourselves. So all of the pickles, all of the sauces, all of the marinades, absolutely everything is made here in-house.
Even the bread. So we have a baker that makes our bread for us, but it's our own recipe.
Oh, wow.
So it's based on the Japanese shokupan, but it's a recipe Andy came up with that's got no milk in it, so it's also vegan friendly. It's made for us, but it's made to our recipe. It extends to our cocktails as well, so all our like fruit mixes and pre-mixes are made for us, well, made by us in our kitchen.
This is like a personal question for me. How do you make pickles?
So many different ways to make pickles. You can ferment them by just adding some salt and water. And the most common one we do is like a salt, sugar and vinegar solution, and then just adding all of the different things that are going to release flavors. So we have a cabbage pickle that has chilies in it. We have pickled daikon with ginger and garlic. Yeah, we actually also have a pickleback menu. I don't know if you've heard of a pickleback before.
No.
But it's a shot of spirit. I think in Russia you have something like this. A shot of spirit followed by a pickle.
Oh yeah,
But we have it with a pickle juice. So we have
already incorporated.
No, it's a shot and then a pickle. So you do one after the other. So we use all of our pickle juices at our bar, and we have a pickleback menu where you can have the shot of one of 5 different spirits, and then we've paired it with a different pickle juice, and then paired that to a specific dish in the restaurant as well. So.
Okay, I definitely should try that one as well. I also on the menu saw something about 24-hour potatoes. So what's happening there?
So they're called 24 hours because the whole process takes at least 24 hours. So it's really thinly sliced potatoes, then layered up with butter and salt in between. And then it goes in the oven for 3.5 hours, take it out, put it in the fridge with some big beer kegs on it to really compress it. Leave that overnight, and then take it out, slice it up and deep fry it. And yeah, they're really good.
Nice.
Highly recommended.
It's carbs, butter and salt. Like, what more could you ask for?
All the best things in life. Okay, should we take a look how they're being made?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We're going to be cooking my favorite sandwich on the menu. This is the sous vide pork chashu sando. I wanted to make a ramen in a sandwich. So we have a ramen egg in there, and then we have the sous vide pork. It's like a chashu pork. We have some spring onions for freshness. We have a pickled cabbage with a little bit of chili for spice. We're also going to make the 24-hour potatoes that John was talking about.
Star.
That's just to get some caramelization on there. That goes on for about 6 to 7 minutes until we get it nice and brown and bubbling. Chocopan bread. Then we are going to take our potatoes, and that's going to go in. Yeah. This is our pork, which has been sous vide for 16 hours. That's going to get reduced down for about 3 or 4 hours, and then finished with a butter to make a pork demi-glaze. Now that our bread is toasted, we're going to flip this one, and then this one we're going to start building on. A nice amount of the pickled cabbage on there, some spring onions. We'll take pork demi-glaze, pickled ginger, a ramen egg. So you can see how the pork is starting to render, the fat is bubbling away. You can see they're lovely golden and crispy. And then we're just going to finish that with some Maldon salt. Lovely and caramelized. This sauce. There we go.
In the beginning, like I said, I've got no hospitality experience, never worked in a bar before, and sometimes you get customers coming in asking for cocktails that I'd never heard of. So always say yes, and then
that's risky.
Go and hide somewhere, Google how to make it. But now we actually have people working front of house who they know everything about cocktails.
Yeah, you can't catch them off guard.
Yeah.
They're too good.
Okay.
So you work really hard, you give your whole life to it, and then I think you've got to learn to be quite open to reviews and to feedback, because obviously you want to take feedback on board, but also quite resilient to it. So no matter how good your offering is, you'll always get some reviews that maybe aren't the best. It's not really a secret that when you start a business, and maybe particularly in hospitality, you really have to sacrifice your life for that business in the first 1 or 2 years. So your social life is zero. You're here almost every waking hour of the day.
You have Andy for social life.
I mean, yeah, that's all the social life I need. So actually it's easy.
Thank you so much, guys. This was amazing. Great food, great place. So yeah.
Appreciate it.